I'm not seeing any live streaming from YouTube right now for you.
Just a sec. It's telling me a new link.
I'm not
Okay,
seeing
everyone.
any
I can see you now,
live
Pete.
streaming
Pete, you're on.
from YouTube right now for
Yeah,
you.
Pete, you're there now. It's a new link. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay, hi everyone. We are live streaming. Pete, could you turn your microphone off? Pete, you're on.
YouTube right now.
Yeah. Pete, you're there now. It's a new link. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay, so what I think I'm gonna need to do is put my microphone in. Oh, sorry, my headset, so I don't get interference here. Just a second, everyone. We will be starting momentarily. We're just getting the stream up and live. This is going via Zoom. Put my microphone in. One moment, just get my earphones.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can, Pete.
Okay. So yeah, I'm putting up my earphones so that it doesn't get the feedback loop on the.
Yeah, so I don't want to
Okay.
yeah, okay, got it. So I will trust that that's live streaming. Hi, everybody. Welcome to, it's 9 o'clock on the dot. Welcome to this. I see we got 7 in already on the live stream. Apology to those people who were waiting for the other one. For some reason, when Zoom went in, we received a different live stream link. So maybe I'll paste this in here in the Zoom chat for all of those people who are there, and you can send this link to everyone else. So that is the YouTube link there. And actually, I'm going to have to go in and correct the link that went out to other people. So let me just come in here and I'll edit the live link. There we go. And that's the YouTube live link now, and that's going out. Welcome, everyone. So today is usually our Mindkraft final session of the year. And so what Mindkraft is, we've got a whole bunch of people. It's a year subscription, so people come all throughout the year, but actually many people have just continued on for a long time. And ครับสวัสดีครับขอบคุณมากครับคนที่เข้ามาชมด้วยนะครับ so today I see on YouTube we have people coming in, on Stripe we have people coming in. What I thought I'd do is open this up to anybody, and people can both participate in the Zoom live conference, or you can be watching it via streaming. But I wanted to use it to show you what we're doing and also to help you. And so I've called this a pronunciation correction live stream. And I hope that we've got some people in there that are learning a language like Thai or Chinese or something. And I want to show you also how to, one, build a system up internally to understand sounds, how you're making sounds. Hey, Steve, we got people live here in Bangkok as well. There's Steve going past there. And so I want to be able to coach, we're going through sounds back and forth, understanding sounds using the tools, and then also coaching back and forth and showing how we can correct sounds. Now, another thing that is important is when we're learning to coach these sounds, and this is one thing that I've found. I've done a lot of work with militaries, Western, the US, people from the Australian side, government side. And each country you come from, there are different things that need to be tweaked. And so if you're a native speaker of American English, and then it's like you're in the South, the North, or whatever, you're going to have different things you're going to have to be tweaked. If you're coming from Australia, there are going to be different things. If you're a German speaker, then you're going to have an entirely different set of things to tweak. I heard a guy the other day, is actually, I don't know if you're there, Ciro, a new person in Mindkraft, and we had an onboarding conversation. He's in Argentina. Now he speaks Indonesian, and I was blown away at his phonology in Indonesian, because even though he hadn't even been to Indonesia, because his Spanish sound system actually is a lot closer to Indonesian, then when he speaks Indonesian, many of those mistakes which you might hear, say, Australians make or Americans make when they're speaking Indonesian just weren't there. And his Indonesian was sounding really good. So what I wanted to do today is look at sounds, look at how we go about using sounds. Let me see. Pete, can you see Anthony trying to get in there?
I can't see anybody coming in from both Zoom and I mean I can see the live feed on YouTube, but I don't see anybody coming in from in Zoom from my end. There's only me and you.
Really? Okay, so I see Anthony trying to come in. Just a sec. Sorry, everybody who's waiting there. Because we made this public, I had to make a new link, and then people who usually come in here are having problems getting in. Pete, you don't have Anthony on
Discord?
WhatsApp? Just like send him through
Okay.
details. Just a sec. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm just grabbing the link to the. Actually, I should get you, Steve, to do this too. Send this through to Anthony. That should have gone through to everybody. Okay, he should be coming in soon. All right, so let me get back to it. What I want to do is I'm going to share the screen with everybody. And first of all, as far as sounds are concerned, then I'm going to bring up crackinglanguage.com, of course, and we're going to be using the tool. So if you do have your web browser open, go to crackinglanguage.com. I'll share my screen now with you at the top, desktop 2. There's Eric, yes. Okay. So there should be people coming in now. I see Eric. Hey, welcome, Eric. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I would prefer, can you see me on the screen now?
Yes.
Okay. But you're going to wanting to see my mouth for all of this. Now, Eric, it's very good that you're here, because now I know you speak Thai. You've lived here for a long time in Thailand. Your English is pretty much native English, but you're also a native Swedish speaker. And so I just want to go through so we will look at Thai today, but I want to show you how we need to remap our mouths for both consonants and then vowels. So first of all, this is just going to be for everybody a rehash of, first of all, the Thai consonants. So if you go to, actually, let me call, that's on my local host. Go to crackinglanguage.com/compass. If you go down there, it's just here. And you will get the consonant compass coming up. Okay, so we have here my lovely consonant compass. It's interactive. It should default to the Thai language. And for those who haven't done this, if you've got Cracking Thai Fundamentals, the book, you would know this very well. Or if you've been following my stuff, you would know this compass. This is the map of the human mouth. So we've got the back of the mouth. Gokai, my lovely wife's voice coming out there. Now, you can see the back of the mouth, the tongue is up in this back point here. And then we have jaw, jan. Now, the tongue here, notice it moved from here to here. This is the palate. So all of this row here then will be coming from this point in the mouth. All of this top row will be coming from this point in the mouth. Okay, let's see. Feel free. We've got people coming here. Jump in. Let me move this stuff for you. What was your name? Sorry, Anna. Lovely to meet you. So by the way, so this invitation went out for people who wanted to be here live. They could be here live. Let me see. I think Anthony is.
Yep, he's in.
Trying to get in. Can you see him, Pete?
Yeah, he's in. He's in.
Hey, Anthony. Okay, I can't answer. I can't respond to WhatsApp while I'm doing this. Okay.
Sorry about that, but now I'm in.
Then going on. You're in, Anthony? Okay, thank you. By the way, thank you so much. So many people when I started recording. So if you've noticed, I haven't been putting clips out on YouTube for the past long time. So I started this past week. I've put out 3 clips in the past week, doing some tests because I wanted to get a setup that I could quickly, actually, you know what? Because I've got YouTube turned down, I can probably turn the volume up here now. Pete, can you try saying something?
Hello, hi guys. Can everybody hear me?
Yes. Okay, that's good. I turned my YouTube down. And so what happened was I really want to get it to a point now where I can just turn on and record. And usually you see I've got the green screen, I've got all this other stuff. And it's complex each time you want to do a clip. And so I've been trying different permutations. I had these mics, they were clip mics, the Boya ones. The sound was shocking. Maybe it's got something to do with the titanium plate in my throat. But when I put the thing here, my voice sounded like I was in a tunnel. It was really bad. And so Anthony, thank you so much, has so generously let me use his DJI set. That was so good. But with this setup, I realize in here, the plug doesn't fit in. But from now on, the sound, I guarantee, will be a lot better in my clips. Thank you, Anthony. Awesome people out there in the group. All right, so let's get back to it. So this third row, let me get to the, you see I've got it in purple here. Now, when you're hearing the Indian people talking like this with the tongue rolled back in the front and the tongue, these are called retroflex. Ta, ta, da, ta, na. So this is da, ta. See how the throat opened up here? Then this is da, da. So this is like a voice, na. Now, most languages outside of Indian languages will not have these curly tongue sounds. And so what happened in Thai was that all of these ones with the tongue rolling up on the top of the mouth just moved forward to the teeth. Okay, so you can see the same letter here. I've turned them green here. The purple's just been eliminated. I've kept the purple rim there to show that's what they used to be, but they've moved. And so what happened now? All of these ones here moved here. So let's look at it then. So we've got Ga, Da, and then these 2 rows. So this is Ta, Patak, and Ta, Tao. Now, this is one area that I see a lot of foreigners having a problem with, is this differentiation between the 2 T's in Thai. Depending on where you're from, that T is going to be different, and the changes you need to do are going to go one way, the other, or both. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So we'll be coming back to this. And then finally, we have so the lips. So again, this map is back of the throat, palate. Don't worry about the roof of the mouth, teeth, and then all the way forward to the lips. Okay, so this is Ga, Ja, Da, Ba, progressively moving forward in the mouth. Okay, now just to recap, and again, I apologize to all of those people who have gone through this ad nauseum. This is not just learning the Thai sound system. This is learning, well, one, the sound system. Have a look at this. These are all the scripts. I've actually got these waiting, but actually, not all of the scripts. These are many of the active scripts that use this system. Okay, and they're all ready. So if I go into, Burmese, ta-da, Burmese uses exact same system, the map of the mouth. If I go into Balinese from Indonesia, okay, 1, 2, 3, bang. Balinese uses this exact same system. Javanese. So again, Javanese, it's actually just a different font of the Balinese script, but I can go into bahasa Jawa di mana ya? Oh, there it is, Javanese. And 1, 2, 3, bang. All right, so they all work. Tibetan, they all work. Even Chinese. So Chinese uses this system here. If you've ever learned Hanyu Pinyin, okay, this one is for Cantonese and Middle Chinese, but basically it's flipped over. So per, per, mer, fer is this bottom row. De, ke, ne, le, ji, chi, xi, zhi, chi, shi, ge, ke, he. This is the he back here, but pretty much this is the shape of the phonetic system across all languages. So once we get used to making some of these sounds and manipulating our throat, we can start to be more accurate within how we pronounce the sounds, hear the sounds. And then these are just the consonants. What's really cool then is vowels in an Abogida system, and actually in any language. So let me pull Thai up here, and I'll make this like the Thai system. They fit into exactly the same thing: back of the throat, palate, roof of the mouth, teeth, lips. It moves from back to front in exactly the same way. And so if you are pronouncing the consonants the right way, great. But you may not be then shifting to the right version of the vowel. Many people may think it's the tone that people aren't understanding, say in a tonal language like Thai, and it actually might be the vowel more than the tone. So today we'll be looking then how these interplay, not just in Thai, but in Chinese, Cantonese to Mandarin. Like you can start to map why things are the way they are. So watch this. Let's come back here. I'm just checking also in my live stream to see, and I'm sorry I can't go through all of these screens to everyone there. I'll check in the live stream how many people are there. Oh, great, we've got a lot of people in. So what happens here? Can everyone say this? We've got, when I click on it,
Go Gai.
Go Gai. Anna, where are you from originally?
Jan.
Okay, so can you say Go?
Go.
Do you already speak Thai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fluent like conversation.
Okay. So เราคุยกันภาษาไทยนิดนึงได้ไหมแล้วเรียนมากี่ปีฮะ3 ปีแล้วโอเคเรียนที่ไหนที่นี่
แล้วก็ผู้ไม่สอนให้ฉันออกเสียงแล้วก็ฉันเริ่มอีกที่โรงเรียนสุมาแล้วก็
โอเค
ตอนนี้ฉันเรียนที่ไอทอกี
โอเคเรียนที่ไอทอกีก็มีครูสอนด้วยโอเคดีมากนี่การออกเสียงของคุณอาน่าชัดมากbut there are some interesting German features sneaking in there which you wouldn't get with the say English or in different English speakers or even Chinese speakers, but your pronunciation is amazing. Another thing that I think is interesting is also, and this is another thing we're going to get in today into pronunciation, is the delivery. how do you develop a natural feel in the language? Your pronunciation's fantastic. There are little things with the language that would cause native speakers to then flinch, because if you're sounding this good, but some of the structures, the pronoun usage. So we'll look at some of these too. This is fantastic. Okay, so Anna, can you say for me, gõ gai? Now say khõ khai. It's okay. That's super good. You've even got the khõ khai. Okay, so look at the difference here. Gõ, everyone.
Gõ gai
Versus
khõ khai.
khõ. See how the throat opened here with my beautiful animations here? Okay, so
Gõ gai.
there is no voice happening there. It is not a G. Okay, so you should be able to cough. So everyone try and cough. So just before you release the cough, with your throat closed there, keep your throat in that position and then try and do this. This pressure should be at 100% here in your throat. It should be dead closed, right? That's what this entire column is. And so then we can also do a down like that. Okay, so watch this. Dodan. Okay, it's not a J. There is no such sound as G or J in Thai. Okay, orthographically, and because of the Paiboon system and the Ha system, they will use maybe a G or GK or something, but it's not a G and it's not a J. It's Dodan is a unaspirated, throat closed, glottally stopped daw. Okay. Now, let's move forward. So again, I do that cough. I can't speak because my throat's closed. And then, now for a tao, your tongue should be on the ridge of your top teeth with a little bit of a protrusion out. Tao. Say it with me, tao. Can I hear it, Steve? Tao. Beautiful. Tao. Say it again. Yeah. Because again, it was a little bit in the beginning. Say again. Tao. Yeah. Tao. So yeah, maybe I was exaggerating the spit. That was nice. So it's tao. All right. If you've got a razor blade, don't do it. But if you've got a razor blade and you put it right up on your teeth and slice that down, you would probably have a millimeter of tongue falling onto your laptop. That's okay. Okay. That's your thought out. Just a little bit protruding from the teeth there. Thought out. But it's not total. Okay, it's not this. So let's compare, and then finally, again. Can you do that? Ba. Good. Ba. That's nice. I can tell you've done a lot of practice with that from your German. Because German doesn't have the natural ba, right? It's normally a much more aspirated, right? So ba blah. Ba blah, ba blah. Now, this is very difficult for native English speakers to do at the beginning. You can really hear it pop out though. Okay, so we have okay, I used to say pat chgop o because your do is also that and or ang. These are all representative of, now if you come down here, later we'll talk about classes, but the mid class are basically just this row and your or ang. So you have, if you say pat chgop do, it puts your tongue in the position. O, pat, chgop do. of dough. Picture this guy with a big gob full of dough, and he's got a patch putting on it to stop the dough falling out. So that's in Cracking Thai Fundamentals. So patch, gob, dough. Oh. These are all your middle class, patch, gob, dough. Okay. But you should be able to do them all with zero voice. This is number one. So pronunciation masterclass. If you are having troubles hearing or reproducing these stopped throat sounds, you need to get them. You may think that they just sound, surely the Thais will understand me if I pronounce, you know, somewhere in between. They won't. For Dutch speakers, native Dutch speakers, I find the P's, the T's, and the K's in Dutch are in this middle point, especially the P's, where it's not a popla and it's not a popan. And so they actually have to almost exaggerate and split them out. Okay, so let's listen to this difference. I'm going to do this versus this. Now in Thai, this used to be a g with voiced, but it's lost its voicing. So all of these are pronounced the same. These three, these three, these three, these three, they're all pronounced the same. So watch this.
กอไก่คอควาย
So this has the rising tone, this column here, because they're the high class. The reason why they rise, because originally the aspiration opened the throat, and as they did, the throat pulled up and the tone rose up. Okay. Ka. But let's just
คอ
watch this.
ควาย
We'll just do this row. So say it with me. Ga, ha, ga, ha. Okay, open your mouth. Open your mouth. It's not go, ga. You should be able to ga, ha, ga, ha. Okay. And then this one here, exactly the same.
จอ
Now,
จาน
ta. Now, to all of those English speakers, ta tang is not ch in English.
ชอช้าง
Listen to that. So the air's puffing out of there. Ta tang, ta tang, ta tang. If I said, Stephen, I want to sit on the chair, that would sound very weird in English. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But Stephen, I want to sit on the chair. You don't say chair. I want to say I want to sit on the chair. So you've got this sort of like a sh back here with an aspiration. Ta tang is just the puffed air version of that. Ta tan. Ta 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 ta. It's not chaw. Okay. You'll find dek inter. So Thais who have grown up in an international environment, many of them might acquire a very foreign version of Shoshang, and sometimes it's a stamp of being international that they mispronounce that in Thai, but it sounds bad. Chaw Tang, not Chaw Chang. Okay, Chaw Tang. Then we have this
ตอ
Thaw.
เต่า
Now, this is a difference. I'm not sure in YouTube land out there if I've got anybody listening on from, actually, let me put my YouTube stream in this window. I don't know if in YouTube land I have anybody from a Slavic language speaking background, or say a Baltic state, or say like Lithuania, Estonia, but you'll find these Indo-European sort of Eastern Indo-European languages, you'll find that the T is pronounced, like if I say today, they'll say today, to. I don't want to do it, to, all right? This is Not correct. Originally, this would be ta, ta, da, da, da. So the ta and the da are coming from the teeth. So if you are coming from an Eastern European background, hello, I'm seeing people on YouTube now. Hey, blogger, what's that? Blogger Shatun, what is that? Anyway, hello, nice to see you there. I assume you're an Eastern European. I see the Cyrillic alphabet, but you'll notice your T is coming from here. In Thai, this ta moves back here. So watch what happens if I hit a ta tahan.
ทอทหาร
Ta tahan's actually coming from here versus ta tao.
ตอเต่า
Ta tao is coming from there. So say this with me. Ta tahan. Ta, 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 ta. My tongue's shifting. Okay. So ta, ta, ta tahan, ta tao, ta tahan, ta tao. Your tongue needs to shift out. Those are different sounds, even though they're in the dental row here. And then your
ปอปลา
paw, okay, paw, 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 throat here versus
พอพาน
paw pan. Now, of course, these were originally voiced, so this would be paw, but these have lost their voicing, so this is paw, paw pan. Now, if this originally in the Devanagari script, in Sanskrit, say, this was ta, ta, da, da, na, da, ta, ta, da, ta, da, da, na, da, 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 right? Do you want to do it? It's like a New York kind of do, da, da. This was lost in Thai. The voicing was lost and the sound moved back. So get my Thai again. And the sound moved back here. Okay, so
ทอทหาร
Tau Tahan, okay. In Chiang Mai, this row here are pronounced as these, okay. But then if the D from the Sanskrit turned into a T, don't we have a D in Thai? Likewise, if the B from Sanskrit used to be this, B, what about the B in Thai? The answer is that the B in Thai isn't necessarily a B in English. And a D in Thai is not a D in English. Now, I know that people who have gone through my class have seen this a lot before, but I can't say it enough. If you say a D in English, can you say the letter D in German? Say the word Deutsch. Say it again. Can you say 3 words that start with the letter D?
Dortmund, Deutsch.
Okay, so that's quite good. So the German D is still in a little bit on the palate. Would that be correct? Deutsch. Your tongue's not on your teeth, right? Can you say, did you do it in English? Did you do it? Okay. Notice on Steve's voice, he's saying, did you do it? As a native English speaker, we get this ticking with the tip of the tongue. Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Say it again. Did you do it? Can you hear this? You hear the tick? As opposed to Anna's, can you say Deutsch? Anna's D is further in, right? So you would be understand much more readily by a Thai if you did that, even as your Dodek, even though it's not identical to a Thai Dodek. When an English speaker says D, Dodek, they get this ticking because the tongue, where did we just learn, has it up there? Jaw-jan. Even Tao is here, but there's no T on Tao. So you got Jaw-jan. Jaw-jan is the only sound that makes this ticking. Right? So what is it then if it's not that? what does that say? Okay, turn off macOS reaction. So what happens? Thai D was originally an N with that stop throat. So if you do a cough like we just did, hold the throat there, put your tongue planted in to this hard palate section here in your mouth. So basically that lump behind, you go, if you get your tongue, you roll it up here, you'll find this bump here, right? Where you pronounce an N from. So say N, N, N. Now, if I have a cold and my throat's all blocked, I'll say, do. I don't want to do it. Do, 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 do. That is a Thai Dodek. A Thai Dodek is an N with an initial stop throat. Do, 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 Dodek, Dodek. So look at the difference between Dodek and Totao. Dodek, Totao. Dodek, Totao, Totahan. So we have a do, do, do. Throat is closed. To any native Thai speakers ถ้ามีเจ้าของภาษาไทยนะครับก็ลองพูดดอเด็กหรือเสียงไหนก็แม้แต่ที่อยู่ในช่องนี้นะครับที่เป็นอักษรกลางนะครับกจลองดูพอต้นพยัญชนะนะครับจะเห็นว่าจิตใต้สำนึกปุ๊บพอมันดับอยู่ดี so to any native Thai speakers the throat is subconsciously shutting down even before any sound is made. Subconsciously, when a word with one of these letters is coming up, the Thai throat is going to lock down and then it will release. So you got to train your throat to do that in pronunciation. And then ba bai mai, ma, ma, ma. This is the nasal, nga, nya, na, na, ma. And this is the stop throat version. So watch this. Mummy, babi, 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 ba bai mai, bum, bum, instead of mum. So it's not a b like baby, baby, b in English, b, b. It's actually more like an M, baby, baby, ba bai mai. Softer, coming from a stopped throat M. Surely Thais will understand me if I say b versus b. Yes, but a couple of things. Depending on where you're from, your version of a B may sound a lot harsher. Some Bs sound more like a V. Some Bs sound more like a P for different languages. So you might think that they all kind of sound the same. There is a mark I've noticed when Thais are listening to a Bobby Mai where they just think it's a Boba from some speakers because the Bobla has this crisp on it, whereas a Bobby Mai, ba, ba, you can hear my voice build up in my mouth before the release. Ba, 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 ba. The throat activate, the voice activates go first. Okay, so though the first thing I would say, we need to hear these throat closed versus throat open. And then we have, of course, the nasal. So again, the throat here is open, but it's in the back. So if you say sing, 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 the tongue just drops down. If your tongue is moving forward, Anna, can you say ngong? Say it again. Okay, you see. Yeah. So what's Anna say sing, sing, beautiful. Sing, yeah. So your tongue. What happens with a lot of Western speakers when they have this sound in the middle of a word? It's not bad. So sing. What happens if you need to put it in the beginning? It'll want to struggle to become an N, or some palatized nya. And so what happens? You get this nya or something's happening with the tongue. What happened? The only thing that should happen with an initial NG is sing, Sing. Sing. Okay, so the tongue just drops. Sing. I don't have any waving of the tongue, any movement forward. Just drops straight down. Ngong. Ngong. Now, even in ngu, you'll notice that my mouth gets in the shape of the u first. Then the tongue finds its way to the back of the throat and just drops. Again, it doesn't move. So, it just drops down. It doesn't move. Okay. So we have ga, ha, 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 nga. Notice that. Originally, these two letters, by the way, this was ha, this was ha, like in German. They've merged. That's why we don't use the ha anymore. But the general sound you'll hear in standard Thai is a little bit shy of in German. So it's ha, hai. And even here, ha, you can still hear. It's not k like king in English. Your tongue's coming up to the top, king. It's ki, ha, hai. Of course, with an e, and this is the next thing, I want you to notice something, just even in English. Say cow. Now say king. Is the K in cow the same as the K in king?
Cow is a little bit, I feel my throat's a little lower.
Cow, yeah, just like the actual K bit. Cow, king, cow, king, cow, king. Can you feel your tongue is actually in a totally different position? Cow, king. How about as a German speaker, if you say something with a k, like a ka or a ko, versus something with a ki, are they two different sounds? Are they two different positions in your mouth?
You mean like German words? Right?
Yeah, German words. Can you say a word like this? Like, how do you say the king?
König.
Yeah, right. Say it again. Okay, König. Even, but that's a forward vowel. Is there something with an a word with a ka in it?
Kater.
Yeah, say that again.
Kater.
Say it again. Okay, now say something with a e after the k.
Thinking of like a word. Kind.
Yeah, okay, child. Now, is the k part of that the same for each of those, Kater and Kind?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
They might be similar. Now, for a Thai, they still stay the same. For English speakers, they shift. But this is an important thing to know. Once you got your vowels right, it's then how once you got your consonants right in this, it's how we get them to play with the vowels. So even if you've been learning Thai for 5 years, maybe you've established some bad habits in the beginning. And because you haven't got your consonant positions right, the vowels aren't flowing naturally. Just like you'd have to learn it. These are the things that give tells. In English, it's okay to have less, more variation in how you can do it. People will understand you, but less people will understand you in Thai. So let's have a look here. If I, got Ray there. If I come now, so we get this map right. By the way, on this chart here, if you want to practice writing, you can just click here. And I built this for my daughter. You can actually practice writing those out there. You can get dotted line versions, you can get handwriting versions, modern print versions, and even the Com script or the Lana script. Okay, so you can practice writing those out there. You can even save them. So and then it works for Chinese as well. If you want to put your own script in here, by the way, let me just hit this to by the way. The reason why it does that, my daughter thought it was hysterical when she was 4 years old, flushing it down the toilet. You can write a word in here like gai chicken, and it will come up there. You can scale it up and down to make it fit. You can move it left and right or with the joystick to, if it's, you know, just to get it to fit, or you can reset it. My lovely joystick there. Or I think I put a reset. And then I've got it also detecting script. So supposing I wrote in Chinese, ni hao. Okay. So I can break this down. You can turn those to the Chinese grids as well. These, if you're learning Chinese, you can actually practice your kanji in here, and it auto detects it, so it will give you handwriting versions. So you can actually go in and practice your Chinese writing. And I've got it auto detecting for a ton of different scripts as well, from Hebrew, Arabic, Korean, Russian, Cyrillic script. They're all in here. So if you want to close that up, just close it there. And anything that you press here, so say I want to do a yo ya.
Yo ya.
It's not there yet. You see, it's still ni hao. But if I click here, bang, yo ya, and then that's there. So that copies it to the clipboard site-wide. Okay, so that's useful. By the way, all of this is totally free. You can use all of these for free. Just come in. I want to keep the tools there usable for free forever. The lessons and things, I'll try and find a way to do it, but you can come in and utilize all of this. So I mentioned the vowels. Well, look at this. So Thai vowels follow this same pattern. So we have back of the throat, but notice here, I'll zoom in, I have high and low. So I've got a high tongue and a low tongue. So let's just start with this. Ah, say this with me. Ah, ah, versus drop the tongue down. Ah, oh. Same position, but just one's with the tongue high, one's with the tongue low. Ah, oh, ah, oh. If you were pronouncing oh, ang, like an O in English with your lips rounded, it's wrong. Ah, oh, ah, oh, ang, oh, ang, oh, ang. If you're fighting your lips and they're wanting to say oh, ang, something's wrong. Okay, so I talked in the message that went out about today's workshop, setting an early warning system to know when you're pronouncing something's wrong. These are some of the tells. So first of all, little things like if you're finding your throat's opening in these middle class consonants, something's wrong. That should warn you. Red light flashes inside your mouth on your throat, like I had that thing there, and you go and you try and correct it. Go into a bathroom if you're in a public place and you know, get your muscles going so you've got your throat stopping. If you're hearing on your do-deg, if you're hearing this, that's wrong. It's do-deg. So if you're hearing a click, early warning should be flashing. I said the word D mark, D. Okay? My ear shouldn't be hearing it over the in D. It's not D, it's D. So if you're hearing that, your brain becomes active, the conscious becomes active then. It's not a subconscious thing. Train it back in there to the point you can train that correct pronunciation. Now, coming back to here then, if you, the same, by the way, with ngongu. So if you find your tongue rolling forward, it's wrong. It should just be dropping down. Now, these are the same.
Ah, oh, ah, oh, ah, oh.
It's my wife speaking. When I hear that, I start to shudder. Think, what being called? It's haunting me. Not on this video. No, no. She's just gone down to Phuket for work. Ah, oh, ah, oh, ah, my tongue is not, or my lips are not or. Okay, is in the back of the throat. All right, so or. So say this with me. Ah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Anna, can I try it again? Oh, oh. Yeah. I would open my mouth even a little bit more. You don't have to exaggerate like what I'm doing, but oh, oh. Little, oh. Yeah, a little bit more of a oh. Yours is still oh, oh. Push it down. Oh, oh, oh. That's it. Oh, oh. Nicer, nicer. Yeah. Oh, oh, So by the way, this is where you see you can pull this in if you do. This is on localhost, but you can pull it. Actually, I'll do it so everyone can see it. What is that? Turn off. No, I don't want to open settings. If you go to cracking, that's my Thai keyboard, crackinglanguage.com/TTS. Now, you got to have your keys in for the TTS to work, but this will work even without it. With the things, watch this. So the word got, I'll zoom in that. Got. Okay, that is how you say the word for island. Okay, and you can see then actually your vowel length is going to, so watch this. Got, 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 got. So the short version actually gets this short tone. Okay, gets this low tone. Got, 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 got. Let's close this up here. Got, got. Okay, so get used to saying that. Native Thai speakers, because this is the word for island. It's not Koh Samui, it's not Koh Phuket. It's got Pangan, got Phuket, got Samui. So this is okay. It's there, and these will show you your tone contours. Now, if you were to speak Isan, the tone contours, by the way, would be different as your Isan. So there'll be ga, but in standard Thai, it is ga. Okay, so say this with me. Oh. Now, we're in the palate. So you want to smile? E. Smiling. E. And then this is E. Pretty much vertically aligned in your mouth. Have a listen.
E, A, E, A.
High tongue, low tongue, high tongue, low tongue. So this is high, low again. And then watch this. Because we keep this is the back of the mouth, this actually goes back in this one, halfway between, a little bit more than half, the or the and the e. So almost to the point where you can gargle spit. Okay. So this is it has nothing to do with a U. Okay. Don't think of you. Think of e. My tongue's going like this. Watch. and it stays high. It's just a little bit of a shift back before it gets fully back into the throat. Okay. So, e, 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 e. Okay, and then this, if I drop my tongue down, you get like a schwa sound. So, high tongue, low tongue. Okay. And then we have these two that sort of don't match, but we got moving forward in the mouth. And then the final ones.
ooh, ooh,
So your ooh, ooh, ooh. In English, it's quite good if we're saying you. It doesn't suit him. You. And we get this ooh wanting to come on our U's. Maybe not in the US, but definitely Australian and British English. There's this diphthongy ooh, rolly, ooh, gliding. Do not do that in Thai. It should be ooh, ooh. And your tongue is high. It's not ooh, it's ooh, 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 ooh. And then you drop the tongue. Watch this. Ooh, ooh.
ooh, ooh, ooh,
My lips do not change. Ooh, high tongue. Ooh, low tongue. Ooh. Just like my tongue's changing for ow. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so your lips are in the same position. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
ooh, 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 ooh.
The lips are the same. So to recap, I'm going to do the high ones first. Ah, ah, e, ooh, ooh. And I'm going to do the low ones. Ah, ah, eh, uh, ah, ah, oh, oh. It's this beautiful matrix. So what happens is when you get, actually, I'll call the compass up at the same time. So when you get sounds coming from here in your consonants, moving to the vowels then, this is where you get into trouble. And a lot of these pronunciation things happen because that movement from consonant to vowel and having the tone is not natural. A lot of people just focus on the vowels or focus on the consonants. And then they focus on the tones as a separate thing, just trying to hit pitch contours. But it's not, it's all in together. And so native Thais, when they practice these, they actually do them in this. So I've built a tool where you can actually practice these. If you go to, again, all of these are free. You can just go to crackinglanguage.com. And the tool that we're going to use now, and I'll show you how Thais do this. That's home. This is going to be changing, but you come down to this one where you can see the, where is it? I'm trying to use my bad eyesight here. Here, you have May Ek Tor 3, so the tone assistant. Okay, Thai tone assistant. So what I've done is you can type in Go A, okay, Go A Ga, May Ek Ga, okay, Go A Ga May To Ga. You can type in another one, Go E, Go E Ki May Ek Gi. Oh, why did that throw there? That's wrong. Should be Gi. Something. So I've been tweaking my algorithms. Something weird happened there. And then Maito Ga. Okay, I need to fix that. Sorry, guys. But you can come in here and type it, and it will basically do like the Mali books. Okay, something's gone wonky there. I've also worked on a visual keyboard, so you can put these in. So you can actually go E. You've got the Thai consonants down there, and so like I can say go E, go O, go O, go A, and put them in here and swap your vowels in and out of them and practice those. Okay, so again, these are how Thai kids would practice these combinations. I would practice them as, again, right now we just looked at short and long, but you want to get practice into these and make sure that, you know, if you're working with a teacher, they can help you as well. But then watch this. This is the beautiful symmetry of TAI languages. Can you say this with me? E. All right. So what happens is these vowels here, and even I've done it, I've put it IA. This vowel here is not a IA. This vowel here, is not A. What the meaning of these vowels here, I call them like these triangle kind of vowels with these three components in Thai. These are what I call expanding vowels. Watch this. E, my mouth is contracted. E, and then my mouth expands into normal position. E. So it's not so much pronouncing a definite A sound. What it is releasing from a contracted E to a normal voice. That's what it is. So, and the same with this. So it's not necessarily it's contracted to relaxed or expanding. So it's going expanding out. Whereas the opposite, so let's look at this. It's contracting. So it goes from this vowel that we have. Then we contract up to here. So our mouth gets smaller. This vowel here, my one,
I,
used to be ao. All right, used to be ao, but in modern Thai, it's a. Many dialects in Luang Prabang in Lao, it's still ao. In Chiang Mai, the word to give, they still have this for that. But this is I. So this column here is contracting. This column is expanding. And then the general rule is, and again, by the way, expanding, versus ow. Expanding, so stressed to open to ow, okay, to then contracting. So ow, ow. So what happens then? Let me show you this word. I'll zoom in. So this is the word. I'm trying to think of one that wouldn't have duan, so tang duan. It's got a, so it's with a low tone there. If I take the mei egg, you'll see it goes to a normal tone. But duan means fast. So what this is the ua vowel. So if I look at just the vowel component, this would be dua, 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 right? As soon as, don't worry about the ways, don't worry about this little bit above here. That's just the vowel. So dua. This is the same vowel with a final. So it's just do. What is it? It's expanding, which literally means the mouth just relaxes into an N, into a nonu. So watch this. Duan. Duan. You shouldn't be thinking AN. Okay. I hope this is a flash light bulb moment to a lot of people out there. These vowels here, the expanding vowels. So what would this word be? For garden. Okay, or garden, or it means to like go past each other. สวนทาง. Okay. This is สวน. สวน. This is a saw. By the way, if you're in this and you've got your API keys in, I can just say, it'll say fast garden or fast overtake. So it's gone out and duan suan. Okay. Suan. Suan. But even here, it's put an AN. But if we look at it, what it actually is actually, I'll get rid of those out of here. So duan, or just put suan. Suan. What it is su. When I'm going to this final part, my mouth is going to a relaxed state. Suan. As opposed to, let's say this word here, meaning for center. So you actually write it with that. So 0 or center, but let's look at the difference in pronunciation. Watch this. Suan. Soon. Soon. So with this one here, ooh, what's happening is the pressure is still being applied to my mouth. And under that pressure, my tongue hits an N. Soon. Whereas this vowel here, because it's an expanding vowel, ooh means I get to the ooh point, and before I get to this end, just relax my mouth. Suan. Right? So as a mental model when you're going to sleep tonight. Now, if you're a native speaker of Thai, ถ้าเป็นเจ้าของภาษาไทยอาจจะไม่เคยได้ยินทฤษฎีนี้นะครับแต่จริงๆภาษาไทยทอไอทุกภาษาก็มีหลักนี้อยู่เพียงแต่ถ้าเป็นเจ้าของภาษาเราไม่ได้คิดมันอยู่จิตใต้สำนึก So as a native Thai speaker, you never actually actively think of this, and no one's probably ever taught you. But this is what's going on. If you look into the linguistics of Thai, T-A-I languages, this is the system that they run on. So, suan, suan, duan, duan. So it's this it's not an it's not suan, suan plu, or huahin, right? Or huahin. That's why, like, when let's just get that word, like the word for huahin. Now we can see it. Okay. So huahin. That's not huahin. People see the spelling. So if I enrich with spelling here, people will see the HUA, and then the A gets thrown in there. Hua, but it's not hua, it's huahin. It's ooh, released to relaxed position. Hin. Huahin. Huahin. Okay. Did you ever learn vowels like that, Anna?
Yeah, I learned Chinese before.
Okay. But Chinese hua is
Yeah,
different.
right.
Chinese hua is the actual, you emphasize on the
Yeah.
hua hin, like hua qiao.
Yeah.
它是华侨. But this is hua. The English orthography makes it confusing because in Chinese pinyin and Thai script, if it's HUA, would look the same, but they're totally different principles in the engines behind it. Yeah, hua hin. So, and the same thing then would happen to this word. What's this way? Meaning beautiful. Sui, sui. So you've got this y at the end. So what I'm saying is so releasing to normal mouth before I hit the Y. Soy, soy. Instead of, there's no such word, but if there were a word, that would be soy, soy. But this is soy. Okay. So mentally, if you can get that in your head that it is not an A, it is not an A, whether it's this word. And here's another word. What's a good word?
How about lottery?
Okay. So you've got Hui.
I think people like got confused like a lot.
Yep. So
Between oyster.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, again, if you're from New York and you said oyster, you could be saying lottery. Okay, so here we go. Watch this. And actually, just for the sake of it, let me do these three. There. Okay, say this with me. And now, this middle one is going to confuse the AI. That's okay. Watch this. It'll say something, lottery, we shellfish. There you go. I'll reduce this a bit and then we can come to this bottom one. Say this with me. Hui, hui. Now, why? Listen to what happens on the Y. Hui.
Hui.
You get almost getting an A coming in, right?
Hui.
As opposed to suan. Suan. I'm not saying suan. It's suan. Hui. Why is this getting like an sound in there? Hui. Well, it's because this y here. If I come back here,
Hui.
watch this. So, what I didn't mention, these are the semi-vowels, right? Yara, la, wa. If I ask you in English, is the letter Y a vowel or a consonant? If you're taught at school, it's a consonant. Is W a vowel or consonant? It's a consonant, but we call it W, W. It's double U, it's a double U, double vowel. Doesn't that make it an extra vowel? But the Indians, in all of their wisdom, not a vowel, not a consonant, we call it a semi-vowel. It's halfway in between, right? And so what these semi-vowels are, have a look at this. We've got da, ta, nya. So da, yeah. That's why in Spanish, yo. The J, which is normally a y, could be a j. Yes, I did, right? Because this is the palatization. In Russian, how do you palatize? You put your myakiz, you put the myakiznak in, and it turns it into the soft version. In Burmese, you put the y in to palatize. So y palatizes. What happens when you palatize then? Let's look at our palatal vowel. So think pink. Pink is palate in my color coding here. So if I jump to the vowels, what vowels do we have? And this sort of are also there. So we're getting this air. So when we get to the hui here, if we are going from a oo lippy sound, right, to a yak, which is this mascot of the palate, to get into a relaxed mouth and then hit a yaw, it's going to pass that vowel. Hui, 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 hui. And so naturally, the natural mechanics of the Thai mouth, they're not thinking I'm going to say an air versus an r. It's just this natural movement of the muscles. Hui, hui, sui, it's moving past this to get up to this palatized y at the end. Sui, hui, Versus, listen to this. Hui, hui, hui. Now, this is not a word, but I'm just showing you for the sake of being able to pronounce it. Hui, hui. I haven't got this relax your mouth version of this expanding version. I go straight from an u to a y. Hui, hui. So say the word kui, kui, to chat. Versus hui, hui, sui. Versus sui. So this is one. So, and then hoi, hoi. Notice how I'm not getting out of this air sound because I'm not moving my mouth. It's just going hoi. I'm coming from the back to this hoi. So hui, hui, hoi, hui, hui, hoi. Okay. You have to be really careful. Now, with New Yorkers, they might say, soy. What soy do you live in? Soy, boy, or hoi. To a Thai, that sounds like the hoi version, hoi, which is why you get in a lot of trouble saying these words. Hoi comes out either like hui or something else with a yeah. I don't want to put it all together there. But this is a very rude word, meaning penis. Very rude, don't say it. But it sounds like a New Yorker saying koi fish. Okay.
That's water buffalo too.
No, that's kwai. So kwai is kwai. So these four words here, depending where you're coming from the English-speaking world, you could get a lot of differences and they could be pronounced very differently. So this is kai, meaning to wait somewhere, to wait on. Hui, meaning to chat. Kwai, meaning buffalo, or meaning somebody who's just cut in front of your car. And then this one here, which I won't say because this is streaming and I don't want to get in trouble with anybody, but this is hu, rhymes with soy, but with a k in the beginning, and that is penis. But it's like if you say it, it's the equivalent of saying the C word in English. Now, to an Australian, the C word in English is just like saying, hi, how are you going? But to other people outside of Australia, it's pretty harsh. Yeah, so, but I think from a pronunciation point of view and getting like, this is a pronunciation masterclass, I'm trying to get you into the mechanics of the native Thai mouth. Another thing I'll mention though, in Chinese, let's have a look at this. How do I say the word to go in Chinese, Mandarin? Chu, right? Chu. So if I write the word chu in Mandarin, and actually I can bring this to Chinese version. Okay. It's coming from here. Around here, the palate. Chu, chu, chu. Now, in Cantonese, what is the word to go? Hoi. So what happens? So chu. Let's think of where, tell me first, where is the vowel? If I were to map it in the mouth, where would the vowel be here in chu? Don't think of the spelling, but just think of where it is in your mouth. Chu. What's my mouth doing? Lips, right? Chu. Front of the lips, chu. It's like the U in French. I'm saying U with an E tongue. U, chu. Chu. 去哪里？去哪里？他要去做什么？去。What happens in Cantonese is ho. This ch, again, just moves up here to the h. So I can't say hu. What happens is exactly the same thing has happened in Thai just now when we looked at the word soy, when we're going from an ua to the y, where that vowel has to traverse the mouth to get there. If I want to go from this u, I've got a U there. Watch this. E, ha, e, hey, hey, hey. Sounds like a totally different vowel. Chew. But because in chew, my tongue is already on the palate, chew. Doesn't have to travel, my mouth doesn't have to travel that whole distance. So I'm just getting the U, chew.
Well,
Chew.
still, I think Ray has he's raising his hand. I think he has a question that he wants
Sorry,
to ask.
I've got so many screens flashing.
Yeah. Okay.
But for Cantonese, ho, yeah.
Ray have something to say?
Right. Is it okay just if I just interrupt and ask something?
Yeah, just interrupt. Yeah, because I've got so many screens I can't see. I've got YouTube. So just call out.
Yeah. Right. So I got trouble that when sometimes Thai want to learn Chinese with me, but they totally cannot pronounce like 去 or 语 something like that. They will say 下雨.
Yep. Okay. Do you know why they're saying that? This is
yeah.
I can get a Thai to say a perfect yu, and I can get them to say a perfect 下雨.
Right.
The reason why is the same reason as they pronounce many English words badly. Somebody with a lot of power or influence in academia or on the Thai language, but not a depth of ability, put it into writing, and then that became the standard. That's for English. For Chinese, most of these words that have come into Thai, and most even for the Mandarin, have been influenced by Hokkien, Hakka, Teochew speakers. And then they will have these words set, even for Thai speakers speaking Mandarin, especially the older version, they'll be taking it from these tradition perceived versions of what Chinese sounds like, which were all filtered through Teochew and Hokkien, these dialects. And so then Thais will think of these things through then Thai spelling. And so this yu, they're taught it as u, like bao yu is bao he, for abalone. If you wanted to get a Thai to pronounce it, do we have any native Thai speakers? I don't think we've got them in the Zoom. But I can get a native Thai speaker to pronounce xiaoyu perfectly. You just have to show them that Thai tongue can actually do it. It's just all of this mental baggage that is being brought up with what the perception of what these words in Chinese should sound like. So again, and Thais hate it if you go back and do what I'm doing now and go back to basic sort of fundamentals of pronunciation. But if they're willing to, you can do it, and you can actually tweak the mouth. So what I would say, because there's also no such sound as in Thai, but what I would get them to do is a so and then hona ho together, and then smile like you're saying yo yak. So say, get them breathing, get them opening the throat. So it's not, otherwise the throat's going to want to close. Now say, she, and then say she, and not shia, because they'll probably say shia you because they're thinking of salah ear. And then you just tell them to pull out the salah ah. So shia, shia, shia. And then when you're going back to you, your mouth must be in a position of your yak. So get them to say your yak, salah e, but then put their lips in the shape of salah u. U, u, 下雨 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 ถ้ามีคนไทยกำลังฟังอยู่นะครับลองพูดนะครับก็ลองพูดซอโซ่ซอแล้วก็ฮอนะคู่พร้อมกันก็ต้องพ่นลมแล้วสระอียอยักษ์เหมือนยออีแล้วสุดท้ายก็ต้องปล่อยออกลากออกเป็นสระอาเชี่ย เชียเชียแล้วอีเป็นสระอีอีกครั้งหนึ่งแล้วก็ทำริมฝีปากเป็นสระอูอีอีอีแล้วก็ยอยักษ์ตอนต้นพยางค์อี下雨 so let's see I've put that out there because I know this is going to be going out on YouTube. Any Thais are watching, see if you can do it and let me know, were you able to say that? Get a Chinese person to listen to you. But I think with that explanation, the Thai mouth is super, super malleable. Now, all the sounds are there to be able to do stuff. It's mainly the stuff that's learned as a native speaker of what it should sound like that works as the impediment. So if you ever want to try that, Ray, or get somebody, or maybe we can do something together and teach them together. But I think there are ways of working it, but you just got to know what's going on in the throat with the Thai. Yeah.
Cool, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, the reason why I did this with Cantonese, so chu hoi. What I'm teaching you is the Thai pronunciation. This is not just a Thai thing. This is just language in general. So what I'll do is come back to Thai. By the way, Russian. Here's Russian Cyrillic script. And you can see it also maps to this, and even, you know, the spelling rules of what you can't have a palatalized consonant. These work across these same principles. Okay. These are just principles of the mouth. It just happens that the Indians brilliantly put it into a form of letters, and that stayed as the system of letters for many languages. So what I would say is go in, get the pronunciation of your consonants as your vowels. Don't even worry about the tones in the beginning. Tones are super important, but tones are another throat issue. Okay, so I guess we can just quickly go to the tones. We'll wrap up today, I think at 11:15, so in about 20 minutes. So I'll show you the tools that I have here for tones. You can come down to the Tone Master tool. So if you click down here, Tone Master, actually I can go to let me click on this one, Tone Master. Come on, baby. And so I've put this tool together for you. So I'll just show you. Supposing it was blank when you opened it, it'll look like that. You can say add a tone, and you put your tone numbers here. So 1, oh, 1. Close this up. By the way, I'll be getting rid of these advertisements when all the stuff moves in. The only way I'm getting money for this site is people coming over, either subscribing at J-Academy or buying the books. These are all for free. So I just kept them there for the time being. If you want to become part of Mindkraft for the year, by the way, you can just come in. It's $299 for the whole year. You come in, we do stuff like this, usually 4 weeks on, 4 weeks off, but approximate throughout the year, just depending on what's going on in the calendar. But we all can work together and try and get our languages going. You can do that through J-Academy at the moment. That's what those ads are. But let's look here. We've got 1. Max changed the way that they changed languages. There we go. 1. There, 1. Lowest part of my voice. When you look at these tone graphs, I want you to think of not so much pitch frequency, but position of the throat. My voice is at its lowest part. I'm pushing my voice box down. Right? Whereas I'm pushing it as high as I can to sound normal in normal speech. Now I could actually go higher than that, but I'd sound pretty stupid if I pushed it all the way up there into falsetto. Although, not that there's anything wrong with that. So this is probably where I'm going to pitch my highly elevated voice, which we'll call a 5. This is where I'm going to push my lowered voice, which is a 1. You can all do this as we're doing. And then, so 3, what 3 is just, again, you know, that normal voice central position. So picture your voice as this elastic band that's contracting out and up and down. And so the 3 is just at normal state. Okay, so, so 4 is just a little bit above normal. Putting a little bit of pressure. So think a little bit of pressure to knock up. And then 2 would be then a little bit of pressure to lower it. So rather than trying to hit exact pitches, if I say 1 to 3, what it actually is high pressure in the beginning, releasing to normal. Okay. Now, the reality is that the human voice cannot do Watch this. What it's actually doing is this. 2, 1, 1, 1, 3. Because the voice from normal state to get the voice actually producing sound, there's a fraction of a second then that my voice is producing the sound, then dropping down even further. So the reality is that your rising is probably going to be pressure dropping it down to as low as it can go once the voice is fully activated, then bring it back to normal. That is why the rising tone in Thai is this. Ma, meaning a dog, ma. So I write it like that. Now you could, if you really wanted to, maybe it's something like that, ma. But what that means is pressure going down, holding it down, releasing it back up, ma. Okay. That's what these tone graphs are for. Now, can you hear a difference between this? Oh, let me just say, if you were to map this sound that I make, ma, 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 what do you think that curve would look like? Anyone calling out a number?
3.
Watch this. So if I strictly followed that, that would be ma.
Oh, it drops. Ma. Right.
Ma. So what happens in a normal voice? It's actually kind of like a 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, with a little bit of drop at the end. Ma. If I did this, ma, it would actually, now what I've done here is that's normal voice. So normal voice, if you've got your voice normally relaxed, it's just going to naturally drop at the end. If I want to keep it stiff and make sure I hold it there, I've put this thing in so you can put stiff voice. Stiff voice would be ma, ma, and I'm keeping, it's almost like you're cutting 2 ends of a sausage. Ma, versus ma, right? That's normal. So I've put these in so you can just play. These are just for your visual pleasure. And then you could write in here, ma. If you put the word in there, I can put after a comma, Thai, another comma, I can put to come. You know, so you can actually build these up in these tone boxes here.
Stu, I just got a question. Yeah. So when we say ma and like in Chinese we say ta. So actually Chinese is in 3, right? And in Thai is 2.
Yes.
Also, it's both flat, but it's in like different.
And that's really good that you mentioned that too. The Chinese number 1 tone is also normal voice, is 平声. And if you notice, 他不想去, ta. If you're learning in traditional Chinese, like pinyin classes, ma. And so they'll teach the ฝรั่ to say, or the 老外 to say, 他不想去. Right? No, get them to really pitch this on the 4 to 5 really high. But the reality is that it's actually just a bit of an elevated from normal state, but still normal voice, because we have the yin and yang, yin ping, yang ping. And so it was a little bit in that elevated state voice, normal voice. So if you think in real normal speech, can you just say,
哈哈哈，
他不想去高雄.
他不想去高雄。
See, 高. Even your ta and your gao are different pitches. Gao, it's not gao. It's gao. It's
他不
normal
想去
voice.
高雄。
Gao. If you're really looking at it, it's just not that much above this level here. It's about here.
高雄。
But it's not like they teach in the schools like way up there. Right? 他不想去. Ta. What ta is, yeah, it's about a 3 or a 4, but it's held there, yes, but in normal voice. 他不想去.
他不想去高雄。
Yeah. 他不想去. So that's another thing I want you to, and again, this is the same reason why Thais have problems pronouncing Chinese. What you're taught Chinese is, what you're taught Thai is, what Thais are taught Chinese is, could be very, very different to what it actually is in normal speech. What Thais teach foreigners, what Thai is, in the classroom, could be very different to the way they actually speak. And if you call them up on that, they'll say, no, it's like this, because this is how they've been taught to teach. This is how they've been taught to talk, how they've been taught to teach. So really, Anna, I would say for your Thai, easy fix, drop the pronouns. Maybe you feel from German, or maybe your teacher was telling you need to say it. You do not need to say Chan. It's very seldom would you do that, either P or just not even have to say it. And you would, because your pronunciation is already really nice. If you drop these pronouns, it'd get you under the radar then, just feeling much more natural, putting them in. So again, the Thai tones, I don't want to, I've got a whole lot of stuff there on tones. I've got a whole masterclass on tones if you look in YouTube. But the Thai tones, yeah, we've got, and so if I wanted to put them in here, I have this one you can use, or I've got a tone editor mini where you can actually have multiple versions of this all at once. You can put multiple tones in there, or you can put multiple ones in here at once, and you can say 3, well, 3, maybe it's that, ma. And then it would be ma. So ma. You could either say a 4-5. I'll just say 4-5 at the moment, but it could be a 3-4. Ma. And this is horse. I'll say this is come. Now see how easy this is, instant. And then I would have a 2-3-4 maybe. 2-1-4, sorry. This is ma dog. And then I could have a 5-2. It's actually 5-5-2 maybe. Ma. Like mama noodles. Mama noodles. And then 2-1-1-1-1. Ma. Okay. That's not a word. So say this with me. Ma. what this word is, what this tone is here, now this is coming from the same place as the shangsheng in Chinese, was actually originally from this glottal stop with the throat pulling it up. So ma, ma. Now you might be taught in class, ma. It doesn't have to be. All it has to be is a little bit above normal with your throat pulling it up at the end. Ma, 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 horse. This word here, and you'll notice this coincides with the shangsheng in Chinese. Okay. This word here for dog, what it means is your throat is having high pressure after release, then lifting it up. Ma. So listen to the difference. Normal voice, a bit elevated, but pulling it up. Ma. This one is high pressure, but just releasing. Ma. So this has a pulling action, where this is just a releasing action coming back a little bit above normal. Ma. This is, right? So these are inherently, if you look at the pictures, okay, they look totally different here to here, but the action of the throat, this is a releasing action to normal, where this is an actively pulling up. Ma, ma, right? And then this is ma, ma. It's high, and then I'm pushing it. Ma, ma. I'm pushing it down to there. Ma. And then this one would be a mai egg. Actually, let me write them in Thai. I thought something was missing. I didn't write the Thai. So that would be ma. Ma. This would be ma. This one here would be ma. This one here would be ma ma. Oh. Ma. And this one here would be ma. Okay. So these, while I've put these pitch contours in here, and you can color them different things if you want, you know, as you're learning, as you're learning new vocab or whatever, you might want to color them. I just put that in there for you. But these are just to get your throat in the general position. But don't take these as gospel, as frequencies. They are not frequencies. They're more about throat actions. Okay, again, for pronunciation, if you can take that with you, that'd be awesome. Now, how do you put all of this into practice? Well, I've done a few things. So if I wanted to say, วันนี้เราเรียนการออกเสียงให้ถูกต้อง My beautiful algorithms there. Watch this. Does somebody want to have a go reading this according to these tone markers? Let me, if you can't read the actual Thai, I enrich.
วันนี้เราเรียนการออกเสียงให้ถูกต้อง
Yeah. วันนี้เราเรียนการ again, it's not เรียน but it's เรียน it's this compressed releasing to normal เรียน
เรียน
ออกเสียง now ออกเสียง
ออกเสียง
Hey, now again, I've got this as a 5, but honestly, it's just a little elevated, pull it down. Hey, and so the way you pronounce it was good. Hey, ถูก Hey,
ถูก
ต้อง ต้อง so วันนี้เราเรียนการออกเสียงให้ถูกต้อง
วันนี้เราเรียนการออกเสียงให้ถูกต้อง
Yeah, I would say your ถูก has a little bit too much in it. Needs to be pulled back onto the palate a little bit, onto the hard palate. ถูก Yeah, it had too much tooth in it. It was coming out like a ถูก It's ถูก ให้ถูกต้อง ถู ถูกต้อง. So it's hard because the ถูก and then the ต้อง, your tongue pushes forward to the teeth. ถูกต้อง. ถูกต้อง.
ถูกต้อง
ถูกต้อง. Yeah, and there's not even spit over the dong, but that's ถูกต้อง, not ถูกจ้อง. ถูกต้อง.
Oh, all right.
Soft. ถูกต้อง.
ถูกต้อง
Yeah, and yeah, ถูกต้อง ต้อง. See how I'm not getting spit on the ต้อง.
Yeah.
ถูกต้อง ถูกต้อง. Which is
ถูก
different
ต้
to
อง
Chinese, because if I say ta, 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 I'm getting this in there, right? ถูกต้อง. So this is this bit. How do you put this into practice? ถูกต้อง. How do you put this into practice?
วันนี้เราเรียนการออกเสียงไทยถูกต้อง
Beautiful. Who was that saying that?
วันนี้
It's Eric.
That
Yeah.
was, is that
Yeah, Eric.
Eric,
It was
or-
Eric this time.
that was
Yeah,
very good.
yeah, I'm back.
That was fantastic. So what I've done in here, again, I got to show people how to do it. This is what we've been doing in by the way, if you do want to join Mindkraft, again, I've sat here coding for the past year, so nothing else is funding me. Come and join Mindkraft. There's $299 for the year, and we get all of this stuff, and I'm building tools out to hopefully help everyone in Mindkraft, but then in turn help the world. We can implement them. And so come in and join, and we can all do this every other week. But if I come in here now to actually open another window up, cracking language. Now you have to have your account, and what I do is come up here. Once it's green means you've put your API keys in, and then I go to the arena. So this is my learning arena. Oh, I typed area, not arena. And I'll show you what's really cool then. How do you get this into normal practice? And this question was asked of me in some of the comments in the YouTube clips as well. You know, how do we practice? If you've ever used AI to learn Thai, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it gives you language that's not yours. So what I've tried to do is this learns who you are. If not, you can like put it into, I'm just going to delete some of these old sessions. But this learning arena, almost think of it like a ChatGPT session or a Claude or whatever you're using. You put your own keys in. So I'm using my keys. I've got a thing showing you how to put your key in. It's all free. So you can use this all totally free at the moment, as long as you bring your own key. And I've got a couple of things here. So if you type a / command, so you can just ask, how do I prepare to learn Thai? So if you just put a normal prompt in, it goes through all my stuff, all my videos, all my book and everything, and it will try and put together a good answer in my voice. Okay, so you can come in, you can see this. This is actually me speaking because it's based on that. Lessons, excerpts from the books, videos you can watch to prepare yourself, blah, blah, blah. But what we want to get is, you see those lessons we just did. So I've got two things. You can do either Thai text. Now I've got Central Thai, Isan, Northern or Southern. So let's just look at Central. And if I say, I want to make sure I pronounce Thai properly. Supposing it's a sentence, you just put it in there, bang. Knowing it's me, it's actually put a dialogue lesson together using that. Okay. Oh, it's actually put it into an explanation for me, but basically it's put it into these. You can practice it out. If you want to get that exact sentence, which is what I should have done first, Thai sentence, I should have put it in quotes and it will give you an exact sentence. Otherwise it will give you a response. So I want to learn how to pronounce Thai properly. this should give me the exact sentence, but in Thai. Yeah, here, that's correct. So this has given me the Thai sentence ผมอยากเรียนรู้วิธีออกเสียงภาษาไทยที่ถูกต้อง Okay, if you see some things that are a bit wonky in here, I've got auto syllables on. I want to turn auto syllables off because for some reason it gets wonky in there. But then, yeah, you notice here it's pretty on point. Some of them, if you see two syllables in a thing, you might just want to throw a thing in there and it will get your your tone marks right. But it gets better. You can go to a lesson. So you can say, if I put a slash, just the slash opens up. And again, all this is totally free. And I have Chinese, Lao, Vietnamese, Malay, Japanese, Burmese. If you go to Chinese, I've got Cantonese, Mandarin, Southern Min, Taiwan, Hokkien, Penang, Teochew. You know, I've got Vietnamese, Northern, Central, Southern. I've got Lao, Malay, Standard, Kelantan, because that's what they speak in Thailand, the Kelantan Malay, Indonesian, and Burmese. Okay, but let's just go to Thai. Standard Thai. Watch this. Write a conversation between a taxi driver and a tourist arriving at Bangkok going to Centara Hotel Central World in the voice of a 30-something-year-old male. Because again, a lot of the teachers are female, and you see people modeling their voice and their vocab on what they're hearing females say. So you can do this, submit. And so what this is doing, I built hundreds of agents out, like literally hundreds of agents, and it's going out, getting language, coming back saying, is this fitting what you're needing for the language? Is this fitting who you are? So every time the prompt is sent, it's also sending the profile of who you are, what languages you already speak if you've put them in, where you are, what your demographic is. And if I could override it if I want to put it into the prompt. But what it will do then is bring back an entire lesson for you to learn by yourself, or you can use with your teacher. And I'll show you how it works. Bang, look at that. And so it's put this lesson together. Now, you can have voice.
สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับสู่กรุงเทพมหานครครับไปไหนครับ
Okay, so this is the taxi driver. If you want to do it slower, I can slow it down to 1.5 speed.
สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับสู่กรุงเทพมหานครครับไป
To
ไหนครับ
0.5 speed.
สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับสู่กรุงเทพมหานครครับไปไหนครับ
Okay, so you can change your speeds there. You can you can play it all together. But this is pretty good. But then it teaches you particles that I've got in there based on what's in Cracking Thai Fundamentals, the book. But then what you can do here, if you want to see a tone chart for Central Thai, just to renew it, bang, there are your tones, you know, so these go back to what we were just doing. But what you can do is say drill flashcards. And what it does there is actually build you a set of flashcards out based on all the phrases in there. And you can hear all of that. You can go, if you just want to learn the words, you can filter just the vocab. And it will go through the key words or phrases for there as flashcards, and you can learn those. This is your learning area. This is your toolbox area. So you can add tools manually here, or you can just add your flashcards over there. So I'll add those flashcards here. The other thing is though, say these, I can put those in, I have a whole flashcard deck, so I can create a new deck, and I'll call this deck Taxi Thai. Confirm. And so what that's doing is saving my flashcards in this area here, cracking /flashcards. And so once you're logged in, you can see all of your flashcard decks. So you can actually import your Anki or other stuff like that in this area here. And you should see my new deck there, Taxi Thai. And so from any of those lessons, you can actually keep your flashcard decks and practice your pronunciation. Other things that you can do from this lesson we just did was build out the, where is it? Word contours. So that whole dialogue is brought into these tone boxes for you. And then you can also inject that with AI that we were looking at. สวัสดีครับ ยินดีต้อนรับสู่ It's enriching it with AI, so it gets a bit messy there, but you can shrink the font size. Anyway, I've tried to put all of the tools that you would ever want to get your pronunciation, your vocab, learning sentences, learning real structures. And if you actually go into the language used, this is the real language you would hear. And you can build prompts out that are going to do that, like, okay ครับ สวัสดีครับ ผมต้องการไปโรงเรียน. Now, the reason why it's speaking a little bit like this is because you just come out, you're speaking to a stranger. If you're really saying it, you might want to say, I want to go to a younger guy, or youth speaking together, and it would give you, so you could say, give me this dialogue in the language of two teenagers, guys talking together. And it would give you that. So you can use this within this facility, hear them, build out flashcards, everything is all, again, it's all totally free at the moment. All you need to do is supply your API keys and come in, practice drilling your language, drilling your pronunciation, getting the words. But I would say before you even get here, make sure you get this stuff down pat. Honestly, you get your consonants, just get them sounding right, get your vowels, and then the tone stuff together. You will have night and day difference when it comes to then actually pronouncing the exercises. And the same with Chinese. You know, a lot of Thais, I notice, even foreigners, when they get into learn Chinese, they want to jump over the pinyin. I don't know, Ray, do you find that as well? But like they'll just say, oh, just let me get into the language, and they don't really get the pinyin down straight. And then when they actually come to pronouncing, it becomes hard to understand them, especially the Thais, because they think they know what Chinese sounds like, and then they end up with this really strong, almost like a Hokkien accent over their Mandarin. So get the fundamentals down. Look at that. Wow, it's almost on 11. Any questions? I know it's been a long, jam-packed session. Any questions from there? Did you like this format, doing the stream? I know this is the first time I've ever linked like an interactive Zoom out to YouTube as well and stuff. But I hope this has been useful to people. I'll try and edit the key bits of this down so it is more succinct in the final thing that's going up on YouTube. If you like doing this sort of stuff, again, come and join Mindkraft. Go to jacademy.com. I'll just show you here. You can come to, it's going to be changing. Pete's been helping me, but I'm shifting all of the content out of jacademy.com to Cracking Language. In the future, so this bundle here is like $9.99 a month for all of the Thai resources. That will probably be the base for my crackinglanguage.com in the future, but all the tools I will try and make free forever. So just using the tools will be free, but if you want to do the lessons and all of the rest of it, it'll be a subscription. But if you want to join Mindkraft, you can come to Mindkraft here. And that's a 1 year being able to spend, I would say, go through all of this work, the initial work together, because these are these fundamentals of using your mind, learning languages, phonology, articulation, all of that. And then you can join in, and no matter what language you're learning, then we can put those principles together in our sessions together as well. So come in and join Mindkraft. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you can come in and use the tools. Go to my previous clips. I show you how to put the API keys and things. Long story short, you get your OpenAI key, and you come into your profile, you learn where are we? Use a dashboard, and you get your API key in for Google Voices if you want the voices, and your OpenAI if you want to use the AI stuff, and you'll drop it in here. You put your languages into, just drop your API keys in that section, and they should work. So you just say add key, or add API key, click in there, AI, OpenAI, paste it in there, give it a name, save it, and this should turn green, and all of the AI functions will work for you free for the moment. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. It's epic.
It's been great to have you all here. I hope we can do more of this together. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Ray. Thanks, Pete. Thank you, Anna, Steve, and Anthony, everyone else who's there. Let me know anything in the comments in YouTube or shoot me an email. And I really appreciate your support. สวัสดีครับ ไว้เจอกันนะครับ
Okay, good to see you. Cheers.
Thank you, Eric.